question that we're trying to get to. Can these ancient philosophies still apply to today? Are they relevant to us? So you may already have a thought about this, and that's great. See if, kind of mark that in your mind and see if it changes over the course of our discussions.
We've been talking about different Chinese philosophers. So we've talked about Confucianism and Taoism and legalism. So the purpose of today's lesson is to ask students to reflect on or apply their understanding of those philosophies to a context of today.
And you are going to get a scenario, and you are going to think about how you would respond from your perspective.
And one of my firm beliefs about humanities is that it is most relevant when students are making a contextual reference to their own experience and can use it to sort of think about the world around them.
The 7th graders at the table are going to be the documenters, and you are going to just stay and listen to the conversation at your table.
Often also assign students the role of being a documenter, and so we have a sheet that we use where they have a place for writing down quotations or questions that they have as they're documenting and they're not engaging in the conversation, so that they're paying close attention to what other students are saying.
So, in this scenario, if you were the principal watching this unfold, how would you, if you were a Confucianist principal, a Taoist principal, or a legalist principal, how would you respond to this scenario?
If I was a Taoist principal,
If I was the president,
I would just watch this happen. I want to avoid conflict. You would need to do something. If he gets bullied, then it's gonna create another conflict and another conflict. No, because if you ignore it, right, then he's gonna get bullied more. He's gonna go to his parents. His parents are gonna go to the principal, and they're gonna start fighting. So I would go up to them, right, and I would be like, hey, stop right now. Come to my office. I'm gonna email your parents and call your parents, and so then, since the parents are going to be legalism people too, they can punish them, and they'll be like sad, and they won't bully him again. Yeah. Like, I won't try to avoid it. I'm going to go to the conflict. I'm not going to avoid it.
In ancient times, they probably would have done something like I was saying, but now they would do something like
The small group discussion was something that they were really eager and engaged in, that they could not wait to get going.
I would basically help first go and help the student who's being bullied and made fun of. So I would kind of help that conflict first, and then handle the bullies after that.
So you would try to mediate that relationship. Yeah. So what's the founding principle between Confucius would base that conversation on?
It's like respect.
And so what I'm hoping to see is that they come to a conclusion in talking about these different perspectives, that you can blend all these ideas together.
Let's come back together. What philosophy is closest to the way that you believe a scenario like this should be handled by a school?
Probably Confucianism.
Okay. Why? What makes you say that?
Because, like, most of the time, the reasons why bullies are, like, being so, like, mean is because they have something going on outside of school, or like someone else is being mean to them. So then maybe they're like, then you need to treat them with respect, because like everyone has a story and not everyone's like gonna truly bad at heart.
We all came to agreement that the best form is a combination of Confucianism and legalism. It's like Confucianism, like nice warning, but then after a while they would enforce it into like, you're gonna actually get the email home, you're gonna actually get detention. On the other hand, if you have a Taoism principle, they would avoid the conflict and live as it is, which is wrong, because like the person that's getting bullied would be continuous being bullied, which is...
It wouldn't really solve that problem.
Yeah, it wouldn't solve the problem.
I noticed that students really did listen to one another, I think both in the small group conversations, but also in the large group conversations, and they were able to make connections.
Okay, a student approaches you at lunch and confesses that she did not study for the science test that you have already taken earlier in the day. She asks you to tell her what was on the test. How would you respond to her request if you
I might help you with you if you're lucky, but I take this time to study and learn from this for next time you're not in this situation.
As Confucianism, just walk away because like you can't like get mad at them, but at the same time you can't tell someone that they're trying to cheat because you're supposed to like walk away from conflict and keep the peace.
I'd be okay with it. I'd just like be chill. I'd be like, yeah, sure. You can like take all my answers, take all my notes, just to like, just to reject conflict.
So I was really pleased and noticed that they were engaged in the scenarios.
Do you think these philosophies can help us understand our world today, our relationships today? Like, are they useful? Are they relevant?
I think they are still relevant because when the people thought about this in the Warring States period, they were surrounded by war, and this it's not like war just like suddenly went away. Like there's still like war, and there's still conflicts, and basically, the foundation of like all of this like philosophy is like basically how you deal with conflicts, and like if you deal with them like respect, punishment, or like not dealing with them. Avoiding them.
Yeah.
So like I feel like in middle school, especially because like there's so much stuff going on, I feel like there's a lot of conflict. So like a way you could definitely use the philosophies.
It would be much easier if there were like sub-philosophies of the philosophies.
If people still used just like one philosophy, like just legalism, then society would fall apart. And also if everybody used just Taoism, then it would fall apart. So finding like a balance between the three or two or whatever mix you want is like really key to holding up a good society.
After this conversation, I realized that all three philosophies it has their own purpose and could lead to positive things and negative things.
Wrap up.
I think that like the philosophies that you think are right are like heavily based on your surroundings and the environment that you've grown in.
I'd like to just ask if one of the documenters has either an appreciation or a question for the group or just an observation.
I learned a lot in this discussion. Going in, I didn't know what Taoism and all those other terms were, but now I'm much more familiar with them, and I think that you can definitely use them today, especially if you're not sure about a decision or what to do in a situation.
Has it sparked new questions for you? Do you have any more questions as in here? Kuba.
Do governments often like look back into these ancient Chinese philosophies and kind of study them and see whether a decision their government or for their like country would be a good idea?
What other kind of philosophies are there outside of China or even like within China? They might be even other philosophies, and how do they relate to each other and build upon each other?
Sophia.
I'm wondering what can we do going forward so that we can kind of deepen our understanding of these different terms and different people's perspective.
Okay.
So like the people who sort of invented like all these philosophies, I wonder like if they were very like extreme and they were like for example like legalists, are they like okay if you do like one thing wrong, like you're dead kind of, or were they a bit more like did they kind of let their philosophy be interpreted?
One of the values of a lesson like we did today was that students can really learn from each other. And so not only is it an idea that I've never thought of before, but they're able to articulate to one another what they are thinking. And I did really see them building on each other's ideas and listening to each other and sort of carrying through with that. An extremely valuable skill, not just for humanities, but for them in their lives, in all academic contexts and in all of their learning, is how to pose deep questions, or how questions can move you forward from one point of understanding to another point of understanding.